Do you love Dragon Age? Did you enjoy Origins, Inquisition, Dragon Age 2? If so, this game probably isn't meant for you. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a sad thing, but it's not bad. Unfortunately, this game is meant for children. And I know that right now there's a lot of dialogue going on because the gaming industry is saying that this game is great. This game is 9 out of 10 stars. It is some of the best combat genre gaming that you can ever play. While at the same time, YouTubers are on the opposite end of that spectrum saying, oh, this game is trash. It's woke garbage. We can't we can't touch it. It makes us sad just looking at the cover. And I'm here to say that I don't know who's right, honestly. I really don't. Because I think that this is a perfectly functional game. Because this is nowhere near a bad game. Does anyone remember Mass Effect Andromeda? The buggy mess that was when it released. That was a bad game. Does anyone remember Cyberpunk 2077 when it released? That was a bad game until they fixed it. But Dragon Age the Veilguard is a perfectly functional game. It's probably it's like a game that's wearing a Dragon Age skin because it's not going to be as dark and depressing or as well written as previous Dragon Age games. And that's fine. I have come to the understanding that this game, Dragon Age Veilguard, is Dragon Age for the next generation of gamers. It's not meant for people who used to like the old stuff. You've had your time. Now the market once again is shifting. And since we live in a capitalistic society, the market gets to decide what it wants. If the market wishes to have a game like this, then people will go out and buy it. And more games like this will be made. If the market fights against it, then the game will not sell and BioWare may be shut down, especially after Anthem and Andromeda. There's only so much failure you can have before you just put out the pasture. And while Anthem was a game with nothing in it, and Andromeda was a buggy mess, those were two failures that existed outside of its own merit because they were just trash before launch. Dragon Age Veilguard is a perfectly functional game. It is solid. It has gameplay that, while I may not like, it's not buggy gameplay. It's functional. The combat system isn't in depth as I would like, but once again, it's functional. The characters, I don't like the look of them, but they're not the worst thing that I've ever seen. I would give this game like a 5 out of 10 and understand that it's just not meant for me. But to the people who it's meant for, it may be a 9 out of 10. The discourse behind the woke mafia and all of this, get woke, go broke, look, maybe it is woke, right? Maybe it is woke. But perhaps that's the way the market is turning. Perhaps the market is turning towards woke culture. And if so, then fine. Because I am not going to jump out here and say that a certain audience shouldn't have a game made for them, or movies made for them, or TV shows made for them. What I will say is that when material is made for you, you should go out and support said material if you want more of it. Because right now, the whole war on this game right now does not matter. Reviews don't matter. YouTubers like myself don't matter. All that matters at the end of the day is the money. And if this game makes money, then there will be more of this game. If this game does not make money, there will be less of this game. Now, from articles that I have read, one thing that because we don't know if the game is doing well or not right now. We have assumptions, but we don't know. But one thing we do know that does not bode well is that this game will have no DLC. And in a world of single player games, not having DLC is just weird, especially for a supposedly story driven game. I personally believe that this game is meant for children. That is my honest to God opinion. I think if you are between the ages of 10 and 15 and this is your first real narrative game, I think this is like baby's first RPG. It is perfect to start someone off into the world of having games with more dialogue than usual, with a more story-driven plot than usual, because the story is there, it's just not much of it. The dialogue is there, I just don't believe it's very good. And I am fully willing to put my money where my mouth is here, because I have always been a Dragon Age fan and a Mass Effect fan. So much so that I read the books around these games. They had books, and I read them. I think the Mass Effect was written by Drew Karpyshyn. I can never pronounce his name, but that's how invested I am. And when I took my break from YouTube, I didn't just twiddle my thumbs and just go do something else. No, I have been so influenced by these fantasy games that I went on to start writing fantasy novels. So now, is my writing any good? I don't know. That's not for me. That's not for me to decide. But I'm saying that these games have had such an impact on me, the Dragon Age fantasy novels, that I went on to write fantasy novels myself because I was that influenced by it. What I want, and what I think is going to be interesting is I just want to wait until perhaps a year down the line, right? Just a year. And I want to see how the community looks back at this game. Because I don't care if people are getting mad about the whole woke thing. Woke content perhaps can make people money. And if it makes money, more will be made. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Whatever gender politics people have going on, it doesn't matter. I have trans friends, I have gay friends, I have hetero friends, and we all talk and just have fun. Now, sometimes we step on each other's toes, Lord knows I have, but at the end of the day, we all dance around each other, if that's the right way to say it, because we understand that as people, we are just, we're trying to make it, we're trying to learn. So, yeah, that's pretty much just all I wanted to say. I love Dragon Age. I love Mass Effect. It was such a big influence in my life that I have written 7 novels right now, 7 whole novels, and oh my God, I literally have a new novel releasing next month. I love writing. I love storytelling. It is a miraculous and marvelous thing. And while I had to realize that some books were not meant for me, the same goes for gaming. Some games just aren't meant for my specific genre or my audience. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep wasting your time. You all take care. This was supposed to be my grand YouTube return, and I was supposed to come back with jokes and just have a bunch of fun, and I come back talking like this. What a time.